Hi, everyone. My name is Haefa, and I'm the founder and CEO of EA Buddy. We're developing a scheduling and communications platform built specifically to meet the needs of executive assistants and other administrative professionals. Today, I'll walk you through some of the highlights of our platform, and I just want to share that many of the ideas and the inspiration behind the features that you'll see today came directly from other executive assistants. So I'm really excited to show them to you. So the very first feature that we built when we created EA Buddy was this simple time zone conversion feature. So you might be familiar with other time zone converters like Time and Date and World Time Buddy. But I chatted with a lot of admin professionals who basically said what they wanted was a way to be able to convert the time slots that they're offering into different time zones. So it's not just a question of visualizing the times, but also having it convert for you automatically. So what we did is created a way for you to enter any time zones or locations. So if I'm scheduling a meeting, I'm in Pacific time, I'm scheduling a meeting across, let's say, New York and London and Tokyo. As I add these additional time zones, it creates this table that shows me each of the cities or locations. And in red, yellow, green, basically red meaning like these are sleeping hours, yellow is like iffy hours, and green are ideal working hours, how the time zones are all lining up, and what's the most reasonable time frame for this meeting. So in this case, this is a really hairy meeting, scheduling across continents. And so probably 6 to 7 a.m. Pacific time, unfortunately for me, is probably the best time, the lesser of the evils. Now from there, what you can do, if you're scheduling a meeting or offering times to people in these time zones, what you can do is just set those times in a table. And you can see here, I got an alert saying that there's actually a holiday on one of these dates. So probably I'm not going to suggest that date. Let's say I was offering dates like May 1st and a few others, and maybe a couple other times as well. All right, more holidays. Now you can see as I've entered these times, what happened is on the right, it created a list of all of those different times and all the different converted time zones, very neatly organized. So it's really easy for me to just copy those times and paste them directly to an email to send all the participants. Okay, so now to take the time zone conversions a step further, another thing you can do is looking at your executive's calendar, you can easily share times and convert time zones in just a few clicks. So let's say I'm scheduling a meeting or sharing my executive's availability for a meeting next week. What I can do is just, while I'm looking at the calendar, click and drag on the time slots that I want to offer. And you can see as I'm doing that, it's creating for me on the left, basically a summary of all those times I'm offering in the format of an email draft. And then from there, what I could do is add the time zones that I want to convert. So let's say I'm actually communicating these times to someone in London. Rather than having to look up my time zone converter and do the time zone conversion manually, I can just click on London, and I'm going to unselect Pacific time and show the times in UK time. Then from there, what I can do is copy these time slots and paste them directly into an email, or I could directly create this email draft if I want. Another thing I can do, assuming this is an important meeting, and so I want to save these holds to the calendar, I can open this add hold section, choose the name. Let's say this is in London, hold for meeting with King Charles. And then save the holds. And just like that, I can save the holds automatically to the calendar as one group. So then the auto find times feature of EA Buddy, you can use AI to help you find times across busy calendars. So say, for example, I wanted to land a meeting between these two executives, either this Thursday or next Thursday. What I could do is just type in this or next Thursday. I made several typos. Let's see if it understands my horrible typing. Then you just ask it to suggest meeting times. And what it does, we give it a moment to load. There we go. What it does is it pulls up the relevant dates in the calendar, so this Thursday and next Thursday, and automatically finds all the common times that you have. So then from there, what I can do is just copy those times and then paste them directly into an email to confirm with the other executive or executive assistant that that time works. I can also send holds from this calendar if I'd like as well. All right, so the next feature I want to share with you is our ChatGPT feature. Now, many of you may already have experience with ChatGPT using OpenAI's version of ChatGPT. But the cool thing about EA Buddy is that it gives you access to the latest model developed by OpenAI, GPT-4, absolutely for free. So if you use OpenAI's platform, if you want to use GPT-4, which is the latest and smartest model, they charge you $20 per month for the premium version. But what OpenAI does is that they give access to their developers, very cheap access basically to the premium version using this latest model. And so we've just made it available for you all for free. So a common reason or a common way that I'll use GPT-4 is to help me with drafting emails. So what I can do is click on this email writer and ask it to help me draft an email. Let's say I am handing in my resignation to the boss. Want to be, let's say, polite, but brief. So you can just enter your request and GPT-4 will analyze the request and think through what it wants the response to be, and then write it out for you. So it came up with a pretty good starting point for me for the letter that I'll be writing. Another thing you can do is use it to input large volumes of texts and have it automatically summarize it for you, or to just use it like a normal chatbot and interact with it that way. Next up is the Calendar Digest feature. EAs have requested this feature because they like to be able to sometimes instantly generate an itinerary or a summary of their executive's calendar on any given day. So say your executive is doing a lot of traveling or has lunches or different appointments in different locations, and you want to be able to give them just a quick table of all their different appointments and the locations of each of those appointments for the day. You can do so instantly in the EA Buddy platform by just clicking on this Calendar Digest feature. Then from there, you can select the executive profile. So this is going to be my executive Matt, and then the date range. I want to give this to my executive for this Thursday. I really just want to share with him the time, meeting name, and location of all of his appointments, and then click Create Digest. And what that does is pops up a nice table summary of all the calendar events, what their names are, and each of the locations. So from there, I can just copy this table and paste it directly into an email or another format to share with my executive so that they can see at a glance what they have going on for the day. And last but not least, the final feature I'm going to share with you today is this availability grid feature. And this is a way for you to send out a link to external participants or other people within your organization in order to gather and align availability for a group meeting. So what you do is click on Availability Grid and then choose the dates and the times for the meeting that you want to suggest. I'm going to choose Monday, Tuesday, and then let's say Wednesday and Thursday. And we'll just go with this for now. So these are going to be the time windows that I'm collecting the availability over. And I'll call the meeting name. This is our Q2 review meeting. And then from there, I'll keep the responses public and turn off email notifications and just create the link. So what this has done is created a link to a chart for everybody to fill out their availability at this link. It's also added the link to the meeting tracker so I can keep track of all these different grids that I have going on. So if you want to know what it looks like for a recipient, if you go to this link, it enters this, or it shows you this chart where you can enter your availability just via clicking and dragging. So now let's pretend I'm one of the respondents and I just want to mark my availability. I'm going to go ahead and do so just by clicking and dragging over the times that I'm available. All right, so the first respondent, person X here. And you can see that once you start to have responses, this chart shows you everyone's responses on the right. So now let's assume someone else is filling out the link. So let's do a little bit more. So now we have person Y has filled out, and I'll do a few more. Person Z. So you can see as people fill out this availability link, on the right, it creates a heat map that shows you for everyone, kind of like in the darkest green, everyone's available, in the white, no one's available. And you can kind of quickly see how times are lining up. If you hover over any individual time slot, it shows you who's available and who's not available. And if you hover over any of the specific invitees, you can see specifically what their response was. Now, anyone who receives this link will be able to enter the times in their own time zone. So it's really fast and easy for everyone. So for example, if I received this, if I were in New York, by default, the time zone shown up there would be Eastern time. And you can see that just kind of adjusts all the times automatically to be 3 hours later, since New York is 3 hours ahead of Pacific time. So this is just like a really fast, easy way for you to collect availability from a large group for a meeting. This was just a taste of some of the features that we have available in EA Buddy. If you'd like to learn more or explore for yourself, you can go to eabuddy.com and click on the Get Started link here at the top and sign up with your work email address. If you have any questions or feedback, please feel free to reach out to me directly. My email is haefa@eabuddy.com. That's HAEFA@eabuddy.com. Thank you, and hope to chat with you soon.